De-industrialization, downsizing, natural evolution, betrayal, shareholders, foreign competition,
the bottom line,
$65 million,
restructuring,
layoffs,
capitalism,
attrition,
fair
jobs, inevitable. This is Robert James. He's given 19 and a half of his 58 years on this earth working for Carrier in Indianapolis, Indiana. He's been with the local 1999 United Steelworkers Union since day one, where he currently serves as the union president. He's a family man, a strong leader, and a hard worker. This is Derek Morris. He's worked 24 of his 48 years for RSR Quemetco on the west side of Indianapolis, Indiana. Derek serves as the unit president at his facility, and he holds the civil rights chairman position in the union, where he's also a trustee. He's a dedicated worker, a family man, and a football coach. Thanks to their union contracts, they get paid a good hourly wage and receive scheduled raises in pay every year, and they get full health insurance and other benefits. They are able to support their families and enjoy a good quality of life, like many workers in industry jobs similar to theirs. As you can see, they have a lot in common, but they are among the fortunate few to still have jobs in a seemingly unstable industry. The problem is that one of their facilities may lock its doors for good in the next few years. Carrier has already laid off hundreds of people, and yet RSR Quemetco has outgrown its current space. So what's the deal? In our urban anthropology class at IUPU, we spent a semester examining the process of deindustrialization. Jobs being lost to technology, plants shutting down, production moving overseas. What we learned is that this process is driven in large part by decisions that are made by people. CEOs and companies trying to cut costs, politicians making policies that affect trade, shareholders concerned with the bottom line. And yet we hear that this was all natural or inevitable, as if there was no other way for things to play out. Well, the people who are affected by these decisions are far more likely to use words like greed and betrayal. So is it inevitable or natural? No. As anthropologists, we aren't buying it, and neither should you. Nothing that we see in society is natural. It all stems from human actions. Applying what we learned about the process of deindustrialization to our interviews, we asked Robert and Derek why they think this all takes place. They both answered corporate greed. Robert reminded us that it is in fact Carrier's decision. When they came to the table to negotiate the plant closing, the first thing their representative said was, "We're going to save $65 million a year." Never mind the fact that hundreds of American workers would lose their jobs, and hundreds of Mexican workers would be making as little as $3 an hour. They told us that if we could take $5 an hour and get rid of our benefits, we could keep the jobs here, Mr. James recalled. Of course, the federal minimum wage makes this completely impossible. He also told us that his intention coming into the company 19 and a half years ago was to retire from Carrier. Now, his future and retirement are uncertain. All of this from a profitable, award-winning company. As Derek explained, it's not about anything other than money. But workers at Derek's plant have been fortunate. They have a good relationship with the company. They're making money, they're sharing, and everything is good, he said. And we're probably one of the only ones that can say that. RSR Quemetco has been owned by the same people since Derek began working there. To him, deindustrialization is not inevitable. He believes that it depends on who is running a company and how greedy they are. For now, his future seems more secure. Despite what the dominant narratives tell us to think about deindustrialization, despite companies using euphemisms like downsizing or restructuring, despite the reality of jobs lost and people betrayed, despite foreign competition, trade agreements, penny pinching, and corporate greed, we know that it is not inevitable.